Hey guys, welcome to Barcelona United. Welcome to another video, and today I want to address some of the criticism that it's been redirected towards Coutinho, because I think that it's kind of unfair, and at the same time I understand why you do it, but it's not. I want to leave it in this video that it's not his fault. It's not Felipe Coutinho's fault that he hasn't been able to succeed this season, because like I've said before, we betrayed Coutinho. He did everything in his capability while being a professional to come to Barcelona. He made sure that he wanted to be at this club, that he wanted to belong to this institution. He told Liverpool very respectfully, in my opinion. We all knew that he wanted to go, but he wasn't being anti-professional. He wasn't missing training sessions. He just wanted to go out of Liverpool and join Barcelona. He did everything. He was a fan favorite at Anfield. He probably, if he would have stayed, he probably would have been one of Liverpool's best ever players, and he's probably, in my opinion, one of Liverpool's best ever players. But that doesn't take the fact that he was very loved at Anfield, and yet he decided to come to Barcelona. And we promised him the role of Andres Iniesta. Everyone, when Coutinho came to Barcelona, 99.9% of people were saying the new Iniesta. We're calling him the new Iniesta. And for what I know, Iniesta wasn't playing in the left wing position that I know of. Well, I mean, maybe I've even seen a different Barcelona all along, but all that I know is that Andres Iniesta was playing in centre midfield alongside Xavi and Rakitic, and Coutinho goes from being given only a few games, and after the defeat against Leganés, Valverde just completely gives up on him and doesn't give him another chance in centre midfield and just puts him in the left wing position. And why is this for me a very serious matter? It is because Felipe Coutinho was you are setting him up for failure. I understand that his attitude sometimes hasn't been the best, and the least that I expect out of any Barcelona player is just try, just look that you're trying. If things are not going in the footballing way right for you, at least try to give high pressure. Maybe try to run, do something. Maybe it doesn't have to be, you don't have to score every single game a goal with your bend, with your curled shot that you normally try. I don't think anyone is expecting you to score that every single game. It is your trademark shot, and it is very nice, and it looks very nice when you do it, but that's not what Felipe Coutinho is about. Felipe Coutinho in our centre midfield, if we would have given him a lot more time to develop in that position, I'm sure that he would have developed the defensive awareness that he needed, because just like Andres Iniesta and like other players, they are all number 10s. They are all center attacking midfielders, meaning they are very good creatively, they have good technique with the ball, but they are not the best defensively aware. They're not very suited to pressure in the way that we need our interior midfielders to do. And let me remind you that at the beginning of the 2008-09 season, Pep Guardiola didn't trust Andres Iniesta together with Xavi, because he wasn't ready to perform that role for us. Yet in the second half of the season, where we won our treble, at the beginning of 2009, Iniesta started playing with Xavi, and we started seeing the true partnership, and we started seeing what Guardiola envisioned when he was preparing Iniesta for that role. Coutinho, this was a year for Coutinho to do that. Maybe not to succeed immediately, but to start learning the role alongside Artur, who can teach Coutinho how to organize the game, how to distribute properly, how to control the tempo of the game, make sure that if you're transitioning from defense to attack, that you're doing it in an organized manner, so you're not disorganizing the team, and if we happen to lose the ball, we can defend very organizedly, tracking back. And that is what Coutinho was supposed to do this season. What do we do instead? We don't play him in that position ever again, and we make him battle with Dembele, making him be a 160 million player battling with another 120 million player. Oh wait, actually no, 145 million player. And we're making them, one of them is already gonna fail if that's the case, because only one of them is gonna gain that starting spot definitely. So we're either wasting 145 million or we're wasting 160 million, which in case we're wasting 300 million euros in players. In two players we're wasting 300 million because we're setting both of them to fail. One was supposed to be the Neymar replacement and the other one was supposed to be the Iniesta replacement, and it's not being one or the other. We haven't replaced Neymar and we haven't replaced Iniesta because Ernesto Valverde hasn't wanted to do so. Because we brought the manager, we brought him a player that had a lot of like good press, like he was a very popular player, and what that causes, especially that he's played with Luis Suarez and then Messi seems to fancy playing with him, is that now Ernesto Valverde has to take the critical decision of having battle with Ousmane Dembele and then having play in a position where it doesn't suit him. So we're wasting Ousmane Dembele. He's not making himself any favors because he's not going to be able to succeed in that position, because just like any other player, you're not playing in your favorite position that doesn't suit your physical needs, your footballing needs. So you're setting up two players for failure, and more especially, this is a reason that we brought a player that we didn't need to bring in. That I'm not saying that he's a bad player. He's a world-class player, one of the best in the world, and people might be laughing at me because he hasn't performed this season, but Philippe Coutinho in normal conditions is one of the best players in the world. Let me tell you that. If Pep Guardiola had Philippe Coutinho and we had Kevin De Bruyne, and Ernesto Valverde was training Kevin De Bruyne would be a lot worse than Philippe Coutinho. And I think that we can all agree that Kevin De Bruyne is the best centre midfielder in the world. Not because of only his characteristics and how good he is and talented he is, but because Guardiola has shaped him into the best centre midfielder in the world. Philippe Coutinho has potential to do so. In my opinion, Philippe Coutinho has more potential than David Silva. Imagine a midfield of a good centre defensive midfielder and then Kevin De Bruyne and Philippe Coutinho. That would be absolutely world class to see. Yet we haven't seen that because we haven't wanted to trust the player to develop in centre midfield. We're also that's the important thing about bringing a player that the coach hasn't asked for bringing something that the coach hasn't asked for. The coach didn't ask for the problem of Coutinho Dembele. He would have been perfectly fine if you didn't bring Coutinho, because Ernesto Valverde, I am 100% sure he did not ask for the signing of Philippe Coutinho. So you're bringing him a player that he doesn't want, that then he has to play him, and it's making all these problems in the team overall. It's disrupting the harmony of the squad. Why were we much better last season than this season? Because for one, Dembele was injured, and Coutinho wasn't able to play in the Champions League. Therefore, Ernesto Valverde had a much easier time selecting the players that he wanted to play, because there was not that many options that he didn't want to use. Every player that he used in the Champions League was his decision, and it was suiting what he wanted to do with the squad. Whether it's right or wrong, it's what he wanted to do. And this has to be a lesson that we need to trust in the manager. We're not gonna bring Parejo for 80 million euros or 50 million euros. We're not gonna bring William for 120. But if he wants a sensible player, if he wants Jovic for 60, 80 million euros, we can bring him. You bring what the manager needs, not what you want. And to this, I blame Pep Segura, because I'm sure that he has this thing about bringing like fancy players to sell shirt, and it's just not what we need. We don't need to spend mega money every summer to bring players. If you can bring a player that's very popular and that can sell shirts, that suits what the what the team needs and what the coach wants, then go ahead, do that. For example, in my opinion, this is the biggest example of doing things the wrong way and not having the guts to take a punt on youngsters. And this is about Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe joined PSG for 180 million euros, and Philippe Coutinho joined Barcelona for 160 million euros. He joined in 120 million plus 40 add-ons, which we paid already 15 of it. So we've paid 135 million for Philippe Coutinho, and if he would fulfill all his add-ons, we will be paying 160 million for him. Yet Monaco, who probably charged PSG the tax of being in the same league for Kylian Mbappe, we could have signed basically. You're telling me that for the same amount of money, you could have taken Kylian Mbappe for Philippe Coutinho, and I think everyone right now will be taking your head off. But in that time, in the summer of 2017, that wasn't popular choice. That wasn't popular choice because Philippe Coutinho was way more popular than Mbappe, and this is what I mean. I want us to make the players like really make them important players in football, and make them I want us to make them the best in the world. Imagine now a forward line of Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, and Lionel Messi. Whether Lionel Messi plays in the false 9 position or Kylian Mbappe plays up top, with Luis Suarez rotating between them, that would be absolutely world class. You would have two of the best players for the next 10 something years, and it would be fantastic to see. Why didn't it happen? Because Kylian Mbappe wasn't going to sell enough shirts, because he only had one good season in Monaco. But that's the thing, you can see that he had all the talent in the world, yet we decided to go against it. And then you have to pay a lot of money for Antoine Griezmann, who is 120 million euros, who, by the way, we shouldn't be signing Antoine Griezmann, and I put it in my last video. We shouldn't be signing Antoine Griezmann. He's 1 year older, he's 20 million euros more, and for the disrespect that he showed Barcelona, he's a world-class player, but he cannot be joining this club because he'll be taking minutes away from Ousmane Dembele again, who apparently is not going to be a starter for this club ever if we keep bringing in players that's going to disrupt his play time. And basically the same thing's going for Philippe Coutinho. We're bringing a player that's going to disrupt the harmony of the squad, and it's our fault that he's not succeeded, and we should apologize to him. We should apologize to him, to Malcom, and to Dembele, because we've set up all those three players to fail, for their careers of football to fail. It's not being fair. Coutinho is still a fantastic player, and if we had another coach, if I knew that next season we're going to bring in Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique, Eric Ten Hag, if we bring a progressive manager that has fresh ideas, that's not like scared of failure, that they want to develop young players because they know that they can make them succeed, or at least that they can develop a player like Coutinho into center midfield, then I would say let's give him a season. Let's give him another season, because he's tried so hard. He really wanted to join Barcelona, and we should give him a chance. But because I think that we're going to continue with Ernesto Valverde next season, or that we're just not going to be patient enough with Philippe Coutinho, we're going to end up destroying more his career, I think he needs to leave next season, as much as it's painful to see. And I'm sure that he's going to succeed wherever he goes, if he decides to go into another project that suits what he needs. And it's going to be very unfortunate, because he's a fantastic player, and I'm going to be really sorry to see him leave. I appreciate all that you did to join Barcelona. I'm sorry that we didn't meet our goal of making you the Andres Iniesta replacement, and I hope you the best when your transfer goes through. I will be saying my apologies to you from the club, because you deserve it, and I'm sorry that you couldn't succeed at Barcelona. With that said, leave me your comments in the comment section below. Do you think that Coutinho should leave this season? Do you think that he should stay? Would you trust him under another manager, or do you think that there's just no hope for him? With all that said, leave your opinions in the comment section below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, Blaugranas.